Hello viewers, this is my YouTube channel Moshumi's Classes on English Literature. Today I am going to discuss about iambic pentameter that I have already said in my previous video. Before I start my video, I would request you to please subscribe my channel. Thank you. Iambic pentameter. What is iambic pentameter? First of all, I want to tell what is iambic pentameter. Iambic pentameter is a type of metric line used in traditional English poetry, especially sonnets and verse drama. The term describes the rhythm or meter established by the words in that line. Rhythm is measured in small groups of syllables called feet. Iambic refers to the type of foot used here. The iamb, which in English indicates an unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. Pentameter indicates a line of 5 feet. Iambic pentameter is the most common meter in English poetry. Pentameter is a combination of two words. Pent means 5, meter means to measure. Iambic pentameter is a beat or foot that uses 10 syllables in each line. It is used in major English poetic forms such as blank verse, the heroic couplet, traditionally rhymed stanza forms. William Shakespeare famously used iambic pentameter in his plays and sonnets. For example, I want to tell you some lines from Macbeth, written by William Shakespeare, obviously. Henceforth be ours the first that ever Scotland in such an honor named. What's more to do, which would be planted newly with the time as calling home our exiled friends abroad that fled the snares of watchful tyranny of this dead butcher and his fiend-like queen. So thanks to all at once and to each one whom we invite to see us crowned at scorn. So you can see the pattern underlined. What I have underlined here, I can see you can see the underlined portion in my copy. That's better. You can see the underlined portion. The accented portion, stressed syllable. The underlined portion of these lines from Macbeth. This one, the stressed accented syllable which followed, the unaccented syllables which is followed by accented syllables, which are iambic pentameter in these lines of Macbeth. Another example I can tell you from Ode to Autumn by John Keats. Close bosom, friend of the maturing sun, conspiring with him how to load and Bless with fruit the vines that round the thatched eaves run, and fill all fruit with ripeness to the core, to swell the gourd and plump and hazel shapes, with a sweet kernel to set budding more and still more later flowers for the bees, until they think warm days will never cease, for summer has overbrimmed their clammy shells. Here you can also see these lines are in iambic pentameter, where unstressed syllable followed by a stressed syllable. So now I discuss about the iambic pentameter's history, the history of iambic pentameter. What is the history of iambic pentameter? In Latin verse, some 10 lines syllables included. It is widely thought that some line of this length, perhaps in Alcmanian meter, led to the 10-syllable line of some old French chansons de geste, such as the Song of Roland. This is written in Alcmanian meter. Those old French lines invariably had a caesura after fourth syllable. After fourth syllable, there is a pause, which is caesura. This line was adopted by the troubadours of Provence in the 12th century, notably Sarcamon, Bernard de Vanderdun. In both Old French and Old Provençal, the 10th syllable of the line was accented and feminine endings were common, in which case the line 11 syllables. Italian poets such as Giacomo da Lentini, Boccaccio, Petrarch, and Dante adopted this line, the 11th syllable form, because most Italian words have feminine endings. So their poetry were going to be in 11 syllables. Geoffrey Chaucer in English literature followed the Italian poets in his 10-syllable lines, placing his pauses freely and often using the Italian pattern, but he deviated from it by introducing a strong iambic rhythm and many variations in his poetry. Chaucer's friend John Gower also used this form in his poem In Praise of Peace. In England, the poems of 15th century and early 16th century are in widely variety of meters. Thomas Waite, for example, often mixed iambic pentameters with other lines of similar length but different rhythm. Henry Howard, Earl of Surrey, also did the same thing in their poetry. On the other hand, used a strict 10-syllable line with its pause after the fourth syllable. After the fourth syllable, there is a pause, similar to the old French line, the Alcmanian meter, as I have already said. It had a regular iambic pattern. Philip Sidney, apparently influenced by Italian poetry, used large numbers of Italian lines and often is considered to have reinvented iambic pentameter, but he avoided feminine endings. They appear more often in the work of such masters of iambic pentameter as Edmund Spenser and William Shakespeare. Why poets use iambic pentameter? Why iambic pentameter is used in such proficient poets, the poetry of in such proficient poets? There is some reason, obviously. Iambic pentameter is used frequently in verse poetry. This rhythm was popularized by Elizabethans and dramatized by Jacobean such as Shakespeare, John Donne, etc. Iambic pentameter is a basic rhythm that is pleasing to the ear, soothing to the ear, and closely resembles the rhythm of everyday speech or a heartbeat. It sounds like a heartbeat of human being. It is like we converse some with someone. It is like conversation. It is like our day-to-day talking. Iambic pentameter is so normal in poetry, that like in our everyday life, day-to-day lives conversation. We converse with our friend, with our relatives, with each other. This is iambic pentameter. The rhythm gives a less rigid but natural flow to the text and the dialogue. Playwrights used this meter to imitate everyday speech in verse. Everyday speech. Note this term, everyday speech. What we have talked in our everyday day-to-day life. This is imitated in the poets' writings by this rhyme, by this iambic pentameter, by this meter. So poets wants to create a natural form, a natural phenomena in their writings. So they use the verse form iambic pentameter. So I like to show another example of iambic pentameter. This is Shakespearean sonnet. Obviously Shakespearean sonnet is the masterpiece of iambic pentameter. So I want to say one sonnet number 130, the famous one. My mistress's eyes are nothing like the sun. Coral is far more red than her lips red. If snow be white, why then her breasts are dun? If hairs be wires, black wires grow on her head. This is quatrain 1 from Shakespearean sonnet number 130. Here we can also see an unstressed syllable is followed by a stressed syllable. Shakespeare is such a master to write iambic pentameter in his sonnets as well as in his verse rhyme. That's all for today. Iambic pentameter is discussed thoroughly in my video, in this video. I will return with new topic in another day. Thank you. Best of luck.